Hey guys, Glenn here. If you haven't seen the video before this one, I would highly encourage you to see it before you watch this video, because this video is going to be talking about the aftermath of the sort of the analysis video that I did before this video. So let's get right into it. Let's hop into this attack. Now we won this by 1 star, so it was a very close war and a tight war. So here I drop in about 6 loons hasted. They're gonna get the archer tower, the cannon, and the air defense, as well as some traps, and get the CC pull, which is a great value for 1 haste, and 6 balloons, which is the same worth as a hound, which is why I only have 3 hounds instead of 4 hounds. Usually the idea is you have 1 hound per air defense. So if there are 3 air defenses remaining, you have 3 hounds to work with. Now, I already explained in my previous video why I do this attack the way I do it, and you can look at that video to understand why. Notice that I'm sending my king queen here to kill the CC, but as well to eliminate one of the air targeting defense. That's something you want to always look for when you do a mass law loon. Understand pathing, know that my loons are going to path in this way and in this way. Notice that I still have 2 hounds unpopped. All the haste are pre-planned. The rage, everything is planned. Just that Tesla farm, I did not know it was there, so that was not planned. But because my loons were not targeted by the enemy queen, I have a whole lot of loons left to take care of that Tesla farm in an instant. Notice that my skelly traps easily distracts and takes care of the level 14 queen. I think it was level 14. And the timing of this, I think it was 2 minutes, maybe a little bit longer than 2 minutes. So easy 3 star. I did not know what was in the CC. Unscouted, fresh hit 3 star. Easy 3 star. Guys, Town Hall 9, you can be a 3 star champion. You can 3 star 60-70% or higher rate if you can analyze bases and just understand how things work. Now, T-Rex here basically wrecks 2 bases, fresh hits, I believe. 1 was maybe not fresh hit, and he gets a 6-pack out of this war. And he does both of these attack exactly like how I suggest in the video before this, which sort of gives you an idea that I kind of know what I'm talking about. But not only that, it's gonna help people if they can try to understand why I say to do things or why I suggest certain things. If they can understand it, it can really help them try out new things, and then maybe start liking a different army composition or a different sort of strategy to bases instead of doing the same thing over and over again. Now, what's great about this attack is basically he doesn't need any jump for his bowlers, witches, and his troops. Usually a global witch, you are usually bringing 2 jumps or 1 jump to get really deep into the base. But in this attack, what you're seeing is, oh, and I even suggest these loons at the back, and I love that he does this, which isn't necessary because the witches are not going to die and take care of those archer towers anyways, but this just adds another layer of, you know, I understand this base and I dissected it and I am pretty much taking this base apart to it. Now, what was I gonna say? I totally forget what I was gonna say. But great attack. Notice how no jump was used. The witches go right down the middle. All the defenses are reachable by the witches, the queen, the bowlers. 1 golem is not even popped. No wall breakers needed. Just understanding what is the weakness of the base and exploiting that weakness to your advantage. That's what made this attack work so smoothly and so perfectly. Now let's skip to the next video. It's gonna be another T-Rex hit. No, actually before that we will look at Eowyn? Okay, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but this attack I thought was great. So let's try to understand how this one works. So this was not how I envisioned this base being hitting at all, but I like some of the elements in this base, in this attack, so I wanted to share this one with you guys. So like the test wall breaker and then 3 wall breakers to break in, has the 3 golems marching in there. Defense is being taken out. Love how the funnel was created. It eliminated everything on the right and the left, so that everything, bowlers and everything, goes right down the middle. They do not even think about going anywhere else. I love that how that jump does not connect to this section here, and the reason for it is that would just split up the troops too much. And knowing that there's probably double giant bombs there, bowlers could go there and die, so that was a good call to not do the jump toward that side. Now if I were to critique a little something here, this archer tower and this cannon was so exposed that you did not need hogs to take them out. You could have dropped 2 loons here, 2 loons here, and they are gone. So that's what I love seeing, is loons using instead of hogs, because I know that 2 loons will take out any defense as long as they get both get a shot at the defense, and it's relatively close. Like in this case, you drop a loon and it's right on top of that defense. And I love how the heal was placed here, where there could have been a double giant bomb, giant bomb there and a giant bomb here. Just great heal placement, great execution. I know in this attack, when she dropped her hogs here, there were some unfortunate spring traps here. Yeah, that was just a really weird spring placement, and it got her hogs. And honestly, when I saw this attack, I don't think she needed to drop her hogs there. Maybe like start from here, because these were being taken out by the queen anyways. That was just one thing I noticed, but amazing attack. Shouldn't take anything away from that attack, because that was an amazing attack. This one is T-Rex again, doing something what I suggested, which was a Global Witch, and he uses the same entry point I suggest. Now, what I love about this attack is I don't really go in depth in how each thing should work out, but he figured it out on his own, where he's going to send 1 golem here, witches and wizards, to take these out. Now if I was T-Rex here, I would have dropped 1 or 2 more wizards here, but it's okay. Before the golem popped, it did take out 3, 4, 5 good defenses here, so that was perfectly fine. And then drops a second golem, a delayed golem, which creates this nice left side funnel, which there was a lot of trash buildings for. And then because this was a huge threat of the base right here, encounters it little after, while the witches and golems and everything gathers up down, so that they can go right down the middle instead of them like going to the side here. The funnel is just really nicely created, so that there's no doubt that the bowlers are going to go into the core, which you see exactly right here. And just the execution and everything about this attack was great. And if you are new to Global Witch, what you would typically see is an early heal, but I like how he recognized that his bowlers were not going to die anytime soon, so delays the bowlers until they are needed here, when they hit the giant bomb. So those bowlers are actually alive for a very long time, because that delayed heal really helped them. And if there's no wizard towers or bomb towers outside, even with these little Tesla traps, the surprise Teslas in the corners, they are no match for witches. The witches will take them out easily. And the reason why I truly believe why this attack worked is because there was so much defenses here and so much defense here. If you were to try to eliminate these 2 sections last, like let's say you did a kill squad here and then you try to do something back end, that is just too many defenses. Right now what you're seeing is witches taking out defenses one at a time, because there isn't a huge threat in the back side of this base, and that is just a good recognition of a base. So the entry point really made sense because it really took down a lot of the key defenses that are going to threaten your army. And that's what makes this an easy, great 3-star. Not gonna play it all, but that was a 3-star. Next, I'm gonna show 3 videos, 3 replays that does not work out, and let's just try to understand what went wrong and what could have been done better to gotten the 3-star. Let's start with this one. Now these 3 attacks are all on the same base, and this is a decent base, and it gets failed 4 times, I think. And we need a Town Hall 10 to take care of it. So if you guys see the video before this one, I do analyze this base, and I do talk about how the entry point to this base coming from this side is not ideal because there's just so many defenses. Now what's right about the kill squad here is that there is 3 golems invested, which is quite a lot of a kill squad because that side is so heavy. The problem is, even with 3 golems, you're seeing 1 broken, 2 like half-life, and really there's only been 2 defenses taken out so far. That's like 1.5 golem gone, 2nd golem's down, 1 golem left, queen still standing, CC still standing, poison is not placed down. I have no idea why the poison is not placed down yet. I think that's just a mistake. The jump is even delayed, and I think that's another big part of it why this does not work out. And you're basically, he invested, basically Dan here invested close to about 60-70% his army, and he only eliminated about 40-30% of the base, and that's when you know that that attack just didn't work out and the strategy might not have been ideal. I really don't know why the poison was not used. I think that was just a mistake, but that's how this attack ends. The next one I'm going to show is by Hound Dog, and his attack was actually very good. I think just little tweaks and it could have been the right attack. He goes in from the entry point that I suggest, and what I like about this attack is that the 2 golems invested aren't overwhelmed with defenses, so they last a pretty long time. Now the problem is the funnel, and that's what gets him here. The late bowlers get him, the little bit of a late bowler, and this archer tower gets him. Now pause it right here for a second. What I would have suggested, what I would have done here differently is that knowing that the bowlers will go to this gold storage and then they will not think about going into the air defense but a chance to go to this archer tower, I would have thought of something, some troop in my army to eliminate this archer tower so that my bowlers 100% is going to go into the base, not outside the base. Now what could I have done? Here's what I would have done. I would have done 1 or 2 hogs on this archer tower. Take out some of the loons and then invest in hogs. Because look, that archer tower is not in range of the this archer tower if there was 1 or 2 hogs here. So this archer tower, if it was targeting the golem, is trapped. It cannot hit those hogs. This wizard tower could reach it maybe, but it's a wizard tower. It's not going to kill 2 hogs, not in time. So 1 or 2 hogs there, no defenses were near that archer tower that could have saved this archer tower if that archer tower was targeting the golem. So that's the only little change that I would have made to for sure get that wizard archer tower down so that the bowlers go into the base. I love how the spells were placed way before the troops even get there because he knew that that's where the troops would go. Only problem is the bowlers do not go into the base, not getting a whole lot of defenses. But what I realized from this attack, seeing this attack, is that I knew that this entry point here was really good and it was the weakness of this base, because of the fact that the golem is lasting a long time and you're seeing basically a whole lot of the base taken out. while the attack just before using 3 golems took out just as much as this attack here. But what's also great about this entry point is that notice that that queen, even without a golem, is lasting for a very long time. And the reason for it is because this defense can't reach it. This can't reach it. Now it's reaching because the archer tower is getting really close. He can't really reach. He can barely get there. This will not reach. So like defenses cannot reach some of the offense that are coming at them. So they're basically targeting, or they're going to face your army one at a time while you're going to overwhelm the defense. Once, if the bowlers went in with like heal and rage, they would have overwhelmed all of those defenses. Yeah, so I love how he understood that even without the bowlers going in, that he was going to get 3 air defenses. So he invests 1 hound. And notice that 1 hound does not pop for a very long time because, oh, double haste. I think that was probably the mistake here, that why this didn't work out. Yeah, that double haste. Yeah, 1 more haste here before the wizard tower gets too many splash damage on the loons. Could have been the difference here. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I think this should have been a 3-star. Unfortunate. Also the cleanup in this attack I think was a little bit delayed. If you're going to use backside Laloon, I would not bring archers and wizards. I would think about minions because they're going to travel a lot faster, and especially if you have storages and town halls in the base, you want minions flying over there to take care of it instead of archers and wizards taking care of walls or something. And also this was really late from what I remember. They're late. It should have been placed a lot sooner. Yep, that's it with this attack. Really close. I think little tweaks here and there. Getting the bullet inside the base could have been in the difference. The last attack I'm going to show is another fail by Steph. I think this attack was really good. It just did not work out, which was very unfortunate. So same idea. Now the problem with this one was that the wizards were placed way too late. This wizard could have been placed way before the golem even went down, because look, I know these things just look like a small difference, but it's a big difference. You lost half of that golem's life. Like, what's the point of having a level 4 golem if you're going to lose half of his life before your troops even get a chance to go into the base? And what you're going to see here is an attack that I suggested to Steph in my previous video, but just executed not 100% correctly. So here I would have dropped my second jump way sooner so the Valks don't have to break through that wall. Secondly, I would have dropped that second heal a bit sooner, because you know the Valks are strong, but they're gonna get raped in that core with that many defenses. Especially because Valks aren't a troop that attacks from a range, but really close up to the defenses. The loons could have been spread out a bit more instead of all targeted to just 2 defenses, and I would have waited on the loons just a bit more. That's really the only criticism with this attack. Does not get the 3-star. A little bit short on the west side here. But decent attack. I could honestly have done this similarly and maybe gotten a little bit better result. Yeah, I think this attack could have worked. Maybe a little bit better jump could have been here and here. I know I'd suggest here for the air defense, but I think because you're running into the double giant bomb, maybe it's actually better to do the jump here to get rid of some of these defenses. But I think the key thing was the second jump. Probably not expected the Valks to get that far that quickly, because what I would have recognized was that the queen is back there, so the Valks would have to target the wall and quickly get to the queen, to that backside. So something that Steph could watch out for is that if there's a queen or king, the Valks will be drawn by the hero and go there really quick. So that's it for this video. Hope you learned something, or something helped, or something stood out to you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Make me proud, guys.